everyone, and welcome back to Learn to Love DIY. Today we're going to be creating this cute little box here. It's a self-sealed box. It opens just like this here. You just squish the two ends to reveal your cute little treats inside, and then you just close it and it closes on its own too. And this is quite simple to make. I did something or a box similar to this, and not in a previous video, but for the previous holiday when I originally got my stamp set is what I gave everybody that came for Christmas that year. So all the family members that came over to our home got one of these guys with cute little treats, and it was similar but just different colors. And today I wanted to use the red, and I wanted to use some sort of black, so I wanted to go ahead and showcase our little moose here with that black glitter paper. And so I looked and found this here from the Halloween DSP, and I'll show you. I'm almost out. I've been using it for a lot of projects. This is the Magic in this Night Designer Series paper, and I used one of those pieces there. So I'm going to show you how to make this today. Of course, you'll need your moose punch, and it comes, if you buy it in a bundle, you save 10%. And the Merry Moose photopolymer stamp set. I use the Happiest of Holidays for the sentiment for the moose here. Okay, so I will show you how to make this cute little treat box today. And I did change up the measurements. I wanted to be able to maximize my 8.5 by 11 paper. That's normally what I work with. And so the measurements I originally got from Chicken Scratch. And if you're watching, thank you so much. I love your videos. But I did modify the measurements a tiny bit. So this measures 8.5 by 5.5. So I wanted to get out 2 boxes out of one 8.5 by 11 piece. And then, so this is this piece. This is 8.5 by 5.5. Okay. And then you'll need 2 pieces of DSP. And like I said, this is the from the Halloween series, but I love the black and the white lines here. Goes great with the black glitter paper that I wanted to use for my moose. So you'll need one that measures 3 3/4, and you know what? I changed this one too. So this is the 3 3/4. Yep. And then this will measure 3 1/4. Okay. So I'm gonna have to write that down before I forget that. 3 1/4. And then this one here that goes on the top of the little flap measures 3 3/4 by 7/8. And then I have a circle here. The diameter of our circle today is about 2 inches. And then of course a punch out of your moose. And then I also used the classic label punch for my Happiest of Holidays sentiment. Okay. And then we'll use a couple of dimensionals as well as the liquid adhesive, and you'll need your paper piecing mat to do some scoring. Well, it'll make it easier anyway. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll put all of this aside, but I'll need this guy. I'll use that in a minute. So I am taking, I'm going to put this aside, sorry. So as you know, or if you watched my video of how big my desk is, or my work area or surface is, you know that it is not that big. It's actually very, very tiny. So I make do with the space that I have, and I try to fix things and make things still visible and not too crazy in the center so that I can film. So we're going to go ahead and score this at 4 1/8. And I actually have to move those blades because then I get confused. It's easy to go ahead and cut your paper, and then you just basically ruin that piece of paper. So 4, I'm going to extend it, and I'm going to do 8. Okay, and then on this side, we're going to do 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and just close it up because I don't need this guy anymore. So I could really score score in those lines there. I really need to figure out a better way to store some of the things that I have on the table other than like what I have set on the edges there. And then, okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over, and this is your 1/2 inch side. And you're going to go ahead and score up to this score line here at 2 and, wait, did I say? It's 4, yes, 2 and 6. 2, I went over there. So 2 and 6. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put my piece or my paper trimmer away for now. So as you can see here, I hope you can see some of the score lines there. We're going to go ahead and with our paper piecing mat, we're going to score from here to this corner, from here to this corner. I'm going to do the same for the opposite end. And like I said, I had made this treat box last year for Christmas, and I'm so glad that the Merry Moose stuck around because I absolutely love that cute little moose. I hope that they come up with something for the next holiday that's somewhat similar to that, because I know that normally they don't stick around for too long, but this one did come back this year, so I was very happy. And it's actually one of the first stamp sets I bought. I'm not that, I haven't been with Stampin' Up! For that long, but I absolutely love all of their products. I just wish I had more of a larger budget to go ahead and purchase more products. But we all do what we can, right? So, as you can see, I went ahead and scored from corner to corner. And then we're going to go ahead and just burnish. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. We won't need this any longer. Okay, so let's do these guys. Now you could use your bone folder if you wished. I'm deciding to go ahead and, I had it out, but I think I'm going to go ahead and skip that bone folder. Alright, and then we're going to cut. We're going to cut from here and here. As you can see, I kind of wedged it just a tiny bit so that the edges, when I go ahead and adhere the box, don't show on the ends. And then we're going to cut up to the score line there. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And this is all the waist, which is not much considering that this is a really cute box. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set that aside. I'm going to put all these guys on the side there. And we're going to go ahead and cut this one. So I made sure that I cut the paper how I wanted the lines so that they match. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just fold it in half. I'm going to pinch the top, and then I'm going to cut from here to here and here to here with my paper trimmer. Okay, so I won't be needing my scissors anymore, so I'll put those away. Let's see. This will be a little harder to see because I am filming. Where is that score line? If I flip it, maybe I can see it. Or not. My sample didn't come out as, it was more visible, that is. So let me try to line it up first and then cut it. I think that's going to work better. Okay, so I've got this one, which will be that end right there. And we're going to cut this other end. I'm just hoping, when I do projects like this, sometimes my lines don't line up, so they don't always go as planned. My sample came out a little bit quirky because I had to cut off just a tad bit because I changed up the measurements, but hopefully this one turns out to be okay. So I'm just gonna redo that. I'm gonna go ahead and do some adhesive there, and I'm using my double-sided tape. I've had this tape for what seems like forever, but it's slimming down, so should be able to get something newer pretty soon. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just peel it with my hand. And you know what, actually, before I go ahead and adhere it, I'm going to go ahead and adhere all of the little bits and pieces. That way, hopefully, it's a bit easier for us to do the finishing touches. So, like I said, I'm using my Tombow. It's my go-to adhesive along with the double-sided tape. I don't really use much other than the dimensionals. Because I'm very, very comfortable with the Tombow. And it's also, and I'm going to be quite honest, it's the least expensive adhesive. So if you're starting out or you're trying out crafting, paper crafting that is, it's great value for what you get. This is a permanent adhesive, so it's very, very sticky, and it will permanently attach to what you attach it to. So we only have a few seconds to move these little guys around, to be honest. So it works out very, very well. And like I said, it's the cheaper of the options. I started off with this not knowing what I was getting myself into as far as, adhesive, because I wasn't well versed or had, really tried many brands or many types. I like the double-sided tape. I looked into getting like a runner, like a tape runner, but replacements and the initial cost for it all, I think, was a bit too much for me at the time. So maybe in the future as I keep crafting. So we're just going to go ahead and fold on top of that. And as you can see here, it's forming. So when we go and assemble the bottom, we're going to put 2 flaps in and the other 2 on top of that, making the closure like this. And that creates that cute little pop-up in the front and in the back. Now you, of course, have the option of decorating the back. That's really up to you. But because I try, like I always say in most of my videos, I try to maximize what I have so that I could continue creating cute little things like this for you guys without having to break the bank. So, and I do apologize. You'll see that my nails are currently are not done, but I am planning to get them done, or do them. Well, actually, I do them by myself. I'm not sure if I've ever mentioned that, but I bought myself a little machine, and I do my own gel nails. So, hopefully I'll find some time to do them later today. And as you can hear, it's a little different from my video today. I'm not doing the voiceover because my little ones are napping. So I have great timing. Finished most of everything I had to do today for the home aspect of it all. And here I am trying to get a video out for you guys. So I hope you guys appreciate that. I hope you're really enjoying this video today. And we're going to go ahead and do some dimensionals on our mousse. I'm going to cut the bits and edges here because I try to, like I say, I try to have as little waste as possible. And we're going to use the edges as well as the other bits and pieces there. So this guy got stuck on there. And then I'm actually going to need to cut one of these guys in half. Let's try this one and this one. There and there. Okay. The legs are way too slim, so I'm not going to attempt to try to fit a dimensional there. Although you could, if you really wanted to. But I think that's plenty. You know what? That's sticking out too much. Okay. Let's set that aside as well as that. We're going to take a little bit of our double-sided tape, or you could use some of that Tombow, just making sure you press on it just a slight bit. Come on. There we go. And then I'm just going to off-center that, not completely to the center, and actually down here. Okay. And then I'm going to do another couple of dimensionals. And I do mean a couple. Okay. And then all we are going to do is center that. Just tap it a little bit so that you make sure that it's adhered on there properly. And then your box will open as long as you squish both ends here, just like that. Okay? And then to close it, just do that. And it seals off really good. So, here is my box. As you can see, I have cute little treats. I have 3 of them that'll fit in there just fine. You could even do 2. Or you could do all 3, but 3 I think is a maximum for the Ferreros. But if you do any Hershey's Kisses or any Hershey's Nuggets, pretty sure you'll be able to fit quite a few more. So I hope you really enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have any questions about any of the items I've used, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help you, and you guys have a great one. Thank you so much for watching.